And Matt, back here at the Lowe's Motor Speedway at Charlotte, the Bank of America 500, and Jimmy Johnson is having a night like LSU and California, running 1 or 2 depending on the time of this race. He led for 96 laps. The 48 car spun out and he dropped way back. And so Dr. Jerry Punch, if I was Jeff Gordon, I'd hang on real tight tonight, my friend, because right now he's up there in that LSU Cal spot.
And an afternoon for upsets in college football. And remember, Jeff Gordon doesn't have the best record here of late at this racetrack. He has not finished a race at this track since October of 2004. 5 consecutive DNFs for Jeff Gordon as the laps wind down. There's the 07 car. Talk about Cinderella stories. Kentucky, Oregon State, and Clint Boyer in the 07 car. The young man who had not won a race when he got in the chase, and now he won one at New Hampshire and is having a heck of a night here at Lowe's Motor Speedway.
See a little bit of trash on the grill of this 07. Just that little white spot on the grill. Back a few laps ago here, it was a little bit wider, covering quite a bit of that thing. I saw some water spewing out of this car. Maybe running just a little bit hot, but now it's not nearly as bad. I got up behind this 41 car trying to change that aerodynamic flow to try to blow that off of there, and it did help. It looks like it took about half of it off.
Yeah, a lot of times when you get a lot of trash in the grill, the first thing you want to do is pull up really tight to the car behind you, because the air coming out from under that car actually will blow right over the top of the nose and blow it off. And most of it's gone right now. That's a good idea how he did that.
They think they're back in a good position now, guys. Crew Chief spotter Mike Dillon was trying to get him to take it off from the 41 car. It did not work, but he said, you know what? It wadded it up, so maybe it'll improve. It has. It'd be like pulling tape if you had to. They just made it a whole lot smaller. The air moving around just wadded up that hot dog wrapper.
Well, right now they're watching our cameras. They're looking at the nose of this car. They're pretty comfortable right now that the little piece is still on there is not hurting anything. If the temperatures are okay, Andy is probably giving them a little bit more downforce. It might even be making the car handle better.
It could make the car handle better as long as it doesn't run hot. Just keeps the engine cool, it won't hurt a thing. It's getting cooler as we go here, too. This nighttime air, everything's cooling down. You would actually want to put some tape on the grill in that situation. Here's the 96 car. You see the water coming out of the overflow of that car. He's got a lot of paper on the front of this thing. Looks like hot dog wrappers.
Boy, talk about a different example. If you get too much on the grill, that's the problem. You get a lot of water coming out of the front. Now, this thing won't last too long, I wouldn't think, Andy. Tony's going to have to do something about this, because you can see, there's a lot of water coming out of this thing right here. That's the overflow. I think spews steam when it overheats. If they do it too long, they'll run it out of water. And the only thing they can do now is get this thing back down pit road.
That's fine, guys. 4 tires. Swap tape on the bottom. Probably 3 pieces on the bottom.
Tony Raines coming on the pit road. He's our in-race reporter following that top 10 run at Talladega last week. Troubles here in Charlotte tonight.
He's probably hoping for a caution flag so they can get the hood open and refill the water. Put some more water back in this thing, because
it's so hard, though, to get water in these cars. They run these pressurized cooling systems, and once it runs hot, it's just so hard to force water back in there.
It's like a geyser.
Yeah, they got a few problems here they're going to work on.
Yeah, they can pull all the tape off they want, but if you don't have any water in the engine, it's not going to cool, that's for sure. It should stop, in a little bit here, once the motor cools down a little bit, but still being way low on water. Talk about things heating up right now. Ryan Newman's starting to run down that 07 car, Clint Boyer. Jeff Gordon right behind him.
Take a look at our Ford lap leaders. Jimmy Johnson has led 6 times for 95 laps. By the way, he's making his way back up in the 17th spot. Clint Boyer currently has led 71 laps and is leading. Kenseth, McMurray, Kurt Busch, some of the guys that stayed out. Kyle Book, Kyle Petty led 2 laps. Robbie Gordon and Dave Blaney getting those valuable 5 bonus points for leading a lap. Remember the 48 car came back in, had that damaged right rear repaired or patched up. Some of that tape coming off. He came back out in about 28th position. He's now gained 13 spots. And the 48 car now being shown currently, though, in 17th position. So he's slowly but surely been able to make some progress back toward the top 15.
Methodically moving to the front. We see some of this tape coming loose on the repair. They didn't have a lot of time to get this done, maybe as good as they wanted to do. It seems to be holding up, and all they're losing right here is a little bit of tape.
getting set for what could be or should be, if we stay green, the final pit stop of the night. A lot of different strategies have played out on pit road. Some guys saying fuel only, some guys taking 4 tires, 2 tires. The pit strategy, of course, could make a big difference in what happens in the chase for the Nextel Cup. 68 laps to go. The 48 of Jimmy Johnson, 07 of Clint Boyer, Jeff Gordon at 24. What about their pit strategies? Who's going to be able to pull it off? We'll find out when we come back. You're watching ESPN on ABC. Welcome back to Lowe's Motor Speedway, giving you the big picture above this battle up front between Gordon and Boyer, courtesy of our good friends at Goodyear, the official tire of NASCAR, helping NASCAR drivers get to the finish line for over 50 years. Moving in on pit stops, and the 24 car moving in on the lead of the 07.
Yeah, he's been working himself to the front little by little every single lap, and now he's finally caught Boyer working the bottom side of that racetrack. Boy, you got to hand to Clint Boyer. He's held on for a long time.
Remember, Jeff Gordon has had 5 consecutive DNFs at this racetrack. October of 2003, the last time he was able to make it to the checkered flag. The 2 car dropping back a little bit. Very, very strong about 4 or 5 laps ago, running laps quicker than the leaders, and now suddenly seems to be dropping back a little bit.
Yeah, we're hearing right now that he's lost a cylinder with the engine. We're not for sure yet, Alan.
That's the report coming over the team's radio. He thinks he might have dropped a cylinder. They're planning to pit around 278, now hoping for a caution to see if they can diagnose that problem. Remember, they had that problem happen in New Hampshire in the first race of the chase. The problem ended up being a small piece in the carburetor. What a night it's been for this team. Troubles, a rally, and now more troubles.
That's a tough break for Kurt Busch. He had a great race car and was coming to the front. He was running the fastest laps we were seeing on the board.
Or they always say, it seems like when they run really fast, then they blow up, right?
That's what they say.
07 car, Clint Boyer. Let's check in his pits with Dave.
Here's the quandary, Doc. The last time the 07 took tires on this race car, the caution when Bill Elliott crashed. That was about lap 189 to 191. I think they're going to have to take 4. But now Gil Martin told me this morning, one of the great things about this tire is it's hard. It'll last forever. Be interested to see what they'll do.
I'll be surprised if most, if not all of these leaders take 4 tires, because they have to have a full tank of fuel to make it to the end, and it takes about 14 to 15 seconds to get a full tank of fuel, and that's about how long it takes to change 4 tires.
Well, his tires are 35 laps older than some of these, like this guy.
4 tires a second.
McMurray coming on the pit road, the first guy to make a pit stop. Let's go down to Alan Bester.
And this pit stop from 8th place, Doc. He pitted at lap 211, did not get at 224 when many of the other front runners did. They are not set to make the finish with this car on this one more stop. But what they need now is for this race to stay green until everyone else cycles around to a pit stop. Then they need a timely caution flag to get back on an even fuel strategy.
Don't speed now, don't speed. 4,000.
Great pit stop, 13.6.
Yeah, that's a fast stop. I mean, that's one of the quickest we've seen all night long.
That's bad news, though. He's pitted here with 59 laps to go, and he can't run 59 laps. A lot of these other guys are going to make their last pit stop here under green if we don't have a caution.
Andy, how far you think they can go? What car can run the very fastest? Not really what car, but 55 laps, you think?
55 laps is probably on the outside of that, and here we got Kurt Busch coming in with this problem. I'm sure they're going to try to ride it out. Alan?
Well, it's a green flag pit stop, so they're not going to take the time to pull the hood pins and look under the hood. They'll make 4 tires, fill it up with fuel, and then hope after the stop cycle around that they get a caution flag to get a chance to have a look. With Kurt Busch on pit road now, getting his service.
He gave up the 5th position to come in for that pit stop, 13.4 seconds. A good pit stop. Bad news that he may be down a cylinder and they don't have time to even look. Jeff Gordon setting sail, moving by Michael Waltrip in the 55 car. Michael being shown in 23rd position. He is the first car a lap down.
We see this 24 car dive down in the corners, and we've seen it all night long. Really haven't talked about it. You see a little bit of smoke coming out from under the car. What that is, you got a caution.
Turn 2, contact 2 cars. Juan Pablo Montoya got heavy contact on his Dodge. Another car up high that's also involved in it. Coming down across the racetrack with sparks. That is the 10 car of Scott Riggs that was having such a great run tonight.
Both of these cars torn all two pieces.
That is a major impact. And Scott's driving the car. He looks like he's okay. He's steering it in. But boy, the soft wall, Andy, again, I can't hand it to NASCAR enough. I mean, really has helped these drivers survive these big, big wrecks.
This was a tough break for some of those guys that just pitted. Kurt Busch just pitted. Saw Jamie McMurray under green. This is going to be a tough break for those guys.
Juan Pablo Montoya, who had a 15-point lead in the Rookie of the Year standings. You saw him climbing out of the car. Here's what happened over in turn 2.
Oh, it looks like the 42 car had a problem and just collected up that 10 of Scott Riggs. Looks like maybe a right front tire went down on the 42.
From the 42 on board, Montoya.
Oh, you can hear it right now. Hear the tire blow out.
Jeff Burton, he saw what happened right in front of him.
Ooh, man, that's a hard hit.
He's up high. Stay down. Come on. There you go. Caution's out. Good job, bud. Good job.
Here they come in what could be the final pit stop of the night. Let's go down to Mike Massaro.
And Doc, Jeff Burton pretty happy with the car. May have a little bit of a shifter problem, having some problems going from 4th gear to 3rd gear. That's not an issue they can address here. 4 tires and fuel. Jamie?
And Jeff Gordon, and he said his car is pretty awesome right now. They're going to do 4 tires and fuel. Jeff Gordon looking for his first win since '99. Dave?
Bottom of the screen, Clint Boyer, 4 tires, no changes. This is the one that counts. Fresh rubber, the definite call here. And this is their opportunity. A little bit slow. Alan.
And Kurt Busch has come back down pit road. They've raised the hood on this car. They've taken a heat gun to try and check and see if there's a cold cylinder on this car, trying to diagnose whatever the issue is on that 2 machine.
Boy, Kyle Busch and Jeff Gordon looked like they were in a quarter-mile drag strip coming down pit road. They got off, and they were side by side pulling out. Almost synchronized pit exit there between the 5 and the 24. It looks like Kyle Busch will get that race off and gain 3 spots with the 5 car.
The big loser there was Clint Boyer. He lost a few spots.
Now watch the close call here. We talked about both these cars pulling out at the same time, the 24 and the 5, and they have to pull out wide. Now watch Jeff leaving here. Watch the 5 come out.
A little bit of a drag race down pit road. It really wasn't that close, 3 or 4 foot away from each other. But look at this.
Whoa, right at the line.
Wow. 5 car gets it. Under caution for the 13th time. Back with a restart in just a moment. Welcome back to the Bank of America 500. Folks, next week we head to Martinsville Speedway, NASCAR's oldest track. It's getting down to the wires. We headed into race number 6 in the chase for the Nextel Cup. The winner in April was Jimmy Johnson, who's won the last 2 Martinsville races, by the way. How about that spring race, the great finish with Johnson barely beating his teammate Jeff Gordon, the 4th closest finish this season. Folks, we're heading to Martinsville next week. Of course, our airtime on ABC, 7 o'clock Eastern time. Getting set for the restart. Pace truck pulling away. Airtime, I should say, 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon in Martinsville, Virginia. Kyle Busch.
Jamie McMurray in this 26 car trying to stay on the lead lap. He made that pit stop under green, and he's just trying to maintain this lead lap spot and hopefully get a caution so he can come back around. That was a tough break for him, having to pit under green.
Well, right now, he just needs to use that clean air for the downforce and the speed and just trying to check out, drive as hard as he can, and hope for another caution flag, because that's all Jamie can do at this moment. We've always talked about how the cars out front just create a lot of downforce when you're out front like that, and that's what's going on with Jamie right now.
Here comes Jeff.
Jeff Gordon moving on the inside to take the spot away from Kyle Busch.
And he made that look easy.
Wow. You think he wants to get a good finish here? It's been a while.
Oh, somebody told him this is the last run right here to the checker. Somebody must have told him.
And what about the King's car? 43 for Bobby Labonte back in 4th position. Bobby, a former 2-time winner here at Lowe's Motor Speedway, but it's been a while.
I'll tell you, the guy wanted to get back up front now was 07 and Clint Boyer. He's been up front the night long time. Look at this run he's got off the corner. He's a lot of momentum. But then he gets right behind the back of the 43. Really can't go much farther. Kind of stalls out.
Remember, Boyer ran so well, ran 87 laps on the same set of tires and was leading. So now with fresh rubber, let's see what he can do.
Still got a top 5 spot here. If he can just be patient enough, and about his time, he'll get back up through here, maybe pass a few of these guys.
You know, it's good to see that 43 car, Bobby Labonte, running the way he's running right now in the 5th position.